At that time, God was on earth. One night, he and Saint Petrus asked to sleep every other night at the house of a blacksmith, who agreed to let them sleep there. At that moment, an old man with a hunched back passed by. He offered his hand to the blacksmith. Saint Petrus was moved with compassion and said to God, "Dear God, I hope you will help save humanity, so that other people can escape from poverty and hardship and have enough health to make a living for themselves." With a warm voice, God said, "Hey blacksmith, please lend me the furnace. Put some coal in the furnace so I can restore that poor person and number 39's life." The blacksmith is willing to let God use the forge. Saint Petrus pulled the bellows. When the fire was red, the fire was burning high. God pushed the old man into the furnace, into the middle of the burning fire. The fire flared up like a large rose bush. People heard a loud voice, like thunder. God stood next to the blacksmith and number 39's steel-quenching tank. He picked up the burning old man and dipped it into the water. After dipping, he pulled the old man out. He recited the spell, and wooden and hash 39's. You know it. Now appearing before us is a young man in his 20s with a strong build. The blacksmith witnessed that scene from beginning to end. When the work was finished, he invited everyone to the table to celebrate the old man and number 39's return to health. While eating, he tried to ask the old man if he felt hot, and the old man replied that he felt like he was sitting in a pool of cold water, not in a fire. The blacksmith had an old aunt with a hunched back and poor eyesight. Sitting in the room next to her, she heard all the stories people talked to each other while eating and drinking. That story of getting old again made her unable to sleep. It kept ringing in her ears like it was half true and half false. Early in the morning, the next day God set out. When saying goodbye, he thanked the blacksmith very much. When the god and his entourage had gone quite a distance, the blacksmith still had thoughts in his heart, wondering if he should restore his aunt to old age. He thought, observing everything with his own eyes from beginning to end, it was no different from heating steel until it was red and then pouring it into water. Finally, he decided to ask his aunt if she wanted to be rejuvenated. The old woman could be as young as an 18-year-old girl. She replied, "I also want that." Seeing the old man peacefully sitting in the middle of the fire while rejuvenating his old man, the blacksmith felt reassured. He lit the stove, and when the red fire rose, he sat her in the middle of the burning red fire. Her body bent and stretched. She screamed, sounding terrible like the sound of a person screaming when being killed. The blacksmith said comfortingly, "Try to sit a little longer, there and number 39's so much stretching, you have to heat it until it and number 39's soft." Then he retracted the air duct to make the fire grow bigger. The fire burned all her clothes, and the old woman screamed even more. The blacksmith panicked and thought, maybe he didn't and hash 39's do it right. He lifted her out and put her in a barrel of steel water. Inside the water tank, she screamed loudly, causing the neighbors to rush over to see. They saw the old woman and number 39's body twitching, her face wrinkled, not looking like a human at all. Suddenly she jumped out and ran straight into the deep forest. That is the ancient ancestor of monkeys. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.